Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, in today's video, I'm leaving all this in. I have a special guest. My fiance, Steven, is gonna kind of do a little bit of a cameo, but he's mainly gonna be helping out today. So, Steven, you wanna say hi?
Hi everyone. Happy New Year.
This is so funny. We're both idiots. We have not been drinking, but because this is a New Year's video, we will be drinking. So we have wine, Steven has a glass, and we are drinking Framboise, which is basically, so it's a raspberry beer, and this has like no alcohol basically. I'm trying to find the,
It says malt beverage in the front.
yeah, it's a malt beverage, but like the alcohol percentage, I don't feel like it has very much.
LINDEMAN'S Framboise, raspberry lambic beer.
Here, I'll show them. I'll just show them. In case you guys want to drink with us. Where did you get this?
Total Wine and More.
Yeah. Okay. So, this is going to be a New Year's video. And basically, did you guys see my little New Year sign back there? Happy New Year. It's not New Year's yet, but we're getting in the spirit. So anyways, I thought it would be fun to do like a get ready with me, but kind of a little bit of a reflection off of 2020. So Steven and I found some questions. We basically wanted to do like a 2020 tag, but we couldn't find any out there. So we found like a frequently asked, no, it wasn't. It was like reflection questions. Anyways, we wrote down some questions. We're going to try to get through 10, right? But we're going to start with 5. If we can get through 5, because I can be long-winded sometimes. So we'll see how this goes. And I'm going to be drinking, like I said, I'm going to be drinking as we progress. Oh, and I'll try to list what I'm using on my face, like throughout the video, but everything will be listed below in case I forget. So I have no idea. This is just like this is going to be like a New Year's Eve if you're going out, which I don't know if anybody's going to go out. I'm going to start with the Pat McGrath concealer. So yeah, if you're going to go out, maybe you could wear something like this. And we're going to start with eyes first. Okay. So yeah, Steven is mainly here just to kind of help me. He's going to be reading questions, and I'm just going to be answering them. Just like a 2020 reflection. This is probably going to be a longer video. I have no idea how the editing is going to go. But yeah. Okay. Steven, whenever you're ready.
Question number 1, starting off with a heavy hitter. What is the most important lesson you learned this year in 2020?
Okay. Most important lesson I've learned in 2020. I would say that I'm not in control of anything, really. This is the, I almost said Natasha Denona. This is the Pat McGrath powder. Yeah, I feel like my personality is definitely one that likes to be in control. I like to have control of my surroundings as much as possible. I mean, I obviously know that I'm not in control in like the grand scheme of things, but as much as possible, I try to, you know, maintain some sort of control in my life. And this year, more than ever, I realized like I'm not in control at all. There's nothing I can do. I mean, just with a lot of different things. Whether it's like political or like social injustices, COVID, I mean, whatever it is, I just realized I'm really, really not in control. This is the Mario palette I'm going to be using, and just going to kind of start from the lighter colors and go to the dark. But yeah, so basically I just feel like, I don't know, for people like that who have that type of personality, where they have like an A, I don't know, is that like an A type of personality? I don't know, that personality that's very like controlling. When stuff goes crazy, I think it's really difficult for them to kind of like maintain some type of like grasp on their life. And so that was something that I definitely had to realize this year. What was the question? The original question?
What is the most important lesson you learned this year?
Okay, so yeah, going back to the original question of what lesson I learned. Yeah, I guess I didn't answer that question.
Well, you said you feel like you weren't in control.
Yeah, but the lesson I would say is that that's okay. That it's a good lesson to learn. I mean, I think, again, on some scale, I've always known that, like, you're not in control of things. But, I don't know, it really hit home this year, and I had to really, like, really kind of accept that and be okay with it. That I'm not in control, and, you know, you just kind of got to roll with things. So, yeah, that was a good lesson to learn. You're not in control, and it's going to be okay.
What are you thankful for this year?
So family goes without saying. Family, friends, you. So yeah, Steven and I are engaged, so I guess you're technically soon to be my family. But yeah, family and friends that's the number. Oh, I'm definitely grateful to have a job. I know so many people don't have a job, and so many people were either laid off, furloughed, maybe hours were cut, and, you know, just on a normal level, that's really hard. But then you have the holidays kind of creeping up. That's just really difficult. So I'm happy that financially, and I feel like everyone was kind of hit financially in some way, you know, in one way or the other, but I feel like it could have been much worse. And so I'm definitely grateful that I wasn't hit harder financially. But besides the financial, first and foremost, family and friends. I'm grateful for my family and friends. Even those who did unfortunately get COVID, people that were close to me, did get the coronavirus, but I'm grateful that they're okay and that they're doing good. It just could have been much worse. So health, family, friends, job. I did this color in my crease, and I think I'm going to go in with this one next.
What did you enjoy the most of 2020?
I would say what I enjoyed the most was spending more time with Steven. Because, so we both work for the same company, and when everything started getting really crazy with COVID, the company did, you know, move pretty much almost everybody home. And so I was always used to working with Steven, like, in the same building, in the same office, but the office was huge. And I didn't really get to see him that much just because we work for different departments within our company. So, yeah. And once the company moved everyone home, we kind of live in a small apartment. So where I'm filming is technically supposed to be our dining room, fun fact. But I can see directly into our living room, which is now our office. And like our desks are like right next to each other. So I will say that what did I enjoy most? That was the question, right?
Yes.
What did I enjoy most? Okay, yeah. It was definitely getting to work and spend so much more time with Steven. Now, I do miss hanging out with, like, a lot of my coworkers. I miss them. I used to have lunch with people, breaks with people. I used to be able to kind of, like, look over and talk to different friends. So I miss that type of interaction, but I really, really love getting to spend so much time with Steven. I know not everybody has that personality where they can, like, work so closely with their, you know, boyfriend, fiance, husband, whatever it is. But Steven really is my best friend, and we just really enjoy each other's time and company. And so I love that. I mean, if I had to choose, I'm choosing him every time as far as, like, spending breaks with him and getting to spend lunch with him. And obviously there's no commute, so I get to spend more time with him before and after our shifts. It's just, that part has been really, really nice, I won't lie. So, yeah.
In 3 to 5 key words, how would you describe 2020?
3 to 5. A complete shit show. A shit show? A compound word? I don't know.
Either way, it's 4 words.
Either way, that's how I would describe 2020. I mean, I feel like that's as PG as I can keep it. But yeah. Yeah. That's how I would describe it. Okay, next question.
What was your favorite moment of 2020?
Favorite moment? Moment? By the way, I'm going in with this brown color here with this little tiny Morphe M506. Favorite moment? I feel like my favorite moment will be December 31st at 11:59 when we are leaving 2020. Honestly, I feel like I'll just be so happy that we made it and it'll be over. So yeah, that will be a favorite moment. Actually, no. Okay, I take that back. Well, yes, no, I don't take that back because I do think that's true. However, when I found out that the vaccine was like happening for sure, that was actually a really good moment. It was kind of like, and I know there's all of this, back and forth with, with the vaccine, if it's how effective it's going to be or the side effects. And obviously it has to roll out. And so certain people get to have it first and whatnot. So I know it's not like a sure thing, but I just felt like I had a nice, like, sigh of relief. You know what I'm talking about? Like, when I found out, it was like maybe a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. So, yeah, that was also a really good moment, I would say, in 2020. Because we had heard about it for a while, but when it finally happened, it's like, oh, finally. So, yeah, that was a good moment.
Did you start any new habits in 2020?
Making my own coffee, which sounds funny. I'm totally not being funny. But, so like I said, Steven and I, we work at the same job. And before we go to work every day, or when we used to go into the office, there was a Starbucks literally right across the street. So we would, on our way to work, stop by Starbucks and then go into the office. And yeah, because we've started working from home, we got a lot more creative. The newest addition to the family is an espresso. I was so excited. That was
An espresso virtuo.
Yeah, it's an espresso virtuo. Evoluo? Is that I think that's the exact model, is the Evoluo. So yeah, we love that. And before that, we were just kind of experimenting with iced coffee and, basically just trying to get creative, and I don't know. So yeah, that was something new that we never did before. I don't know if I've mentioned it before on my channel, but I worked at Starbucks for like 7 years prior, like in the past, like around college years. So I still love Starbucks. I mean, I feel like I'll never stop going to Starbucks, truly, but Starbucks is expensive. I don't get free coffee anymore. So, yeah, it's been nice making our own. I'm going to go in with a cleansing wipe just to kind of clean up around the area. And I know this is like a New Year's Eve look, but I have a really fun like top. I'll show you guys at the end. So I feel like whenever you're going to wear something loud, and obviously you can wear whatever you want, do whatever you want. But for me, my rule of thumb is I don't like my makeup and my clothes to compete with each other. I kind of want them to complement each other. So if I'm going to wear a loud top, I'll kind of go a little bit more matte as far as the makeup. So initially I was going to do some glitter, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to keep it pretty, like smoky eye, nude lip, and then the top will be the fun part. Anyway, okay, go ahead.
How did your relationships with your family or friends or work evolve throughout the year 2020?
So that's a good one. I feel like with my family, we pretty much we didn't quarantine together, I would say. But we all pretty much stayed away from, as much as possible, we tried to stay away from like other people, so that way we could still kind of hang out with each other. And so far it's worked, I would say, as far as my family. So I'm lucky that I didn't have to kind of lose them, because I know a lot of people did. They didn't see their actual, like their parents, you know, as much anymore or at all because of COVID. But anyway, so I was lucky with that. I didn't have to change too much of that. With my friends, that definitely did change. I definitely saw my friends a lot less. And I didn't see all of them. It was just kind of a select few that I would see. And it was always kind of like you were living dangerously when you kind of went to see them. I don't know. I was always kind of scared when I did. So my relationships with them, with my friends, definitely evolved. It was a lot more FaceTime. It was a lot more talking on the phone. Group messages were a big thing in 2020, at least with me and my friends. I have one group of friends. I have different kind of groups of friends, but there is one group of friends I have that we decided to start doing Zoom meetings. It was actually my friend Paula, if you're watching this, Paula. But it was her idea. I'm pretty sure it was her idea. And she was like, do you want to start doing Zoom meetings? Like, I think we initially did it once every week. And then we were like, okay, everyone was kind of getting like busy and stuff. So then we switched it to like every other Sunday. We would do like a Zoom meeting. And that was really, really fun. And we still do that. We actually did a Secret Santa where instead of meeting together and having like a little Christmas party and everyone exchanging gifts, everyone basically we did one Secret Santa. So everyone got someone's name, and then that person like ordered a gift. It was delivered to their house, and then you saved it, and then we met on a Zoom meeting and we all opened our gifts there. So that was actually really fun and cute. And so yeah, I feel like it has evolved, it has changed, but it's not like my friendships got any weaker. Like we just had to find new ways to communicate and hang out and talk with each other. I'm gonna go in with the all-nighter primer. So yeah, I'm gonna answer that one, right?
How are you different than a year ago?
I think I definitely don't take things for granted as much. Yeah, I don't take health for granted as much, because I know it's definitely not promised to anybody. And then spending time with family, like I said, with family and friends every time. And I'm sure we've all, had that situation where you come across another article where, someone passed away because of COVID, or even like the George Floyd murder that happened earlier in the year. It was just, I think it was just a huge, and again, I always knew that. I always knew that I wasn't promised tomorrow. Like no one is promised tomorrow. But I feel like that message just really like hit with a bang this year. And so yeah, I think I'm more grateful this year for just my health and my family and my friends, and being able to carry on some sort of normalcy, although this is not really normal. And I mean, like I said, I'm looking at my living room / office, and I mean, life is still crazy, but I'm just more grateful for sure. Going in with the Pat McGrath foundation in the shade what is the shade? I'll link it below. Oh, medium 18.
What were the most useful resources you had to get through 2020?
Useful resources? I mean, prayer for me, for one. But as far as like, maybe like physical things, I would say useful resources. Family and friends. I feel like I'm starting to sound repetitive, but I mean, it's just the truth. Family and friends. Because whenever I got like stressed or annoyed, I know that I could call any one of my friends or my mom, or I could talk to Steven about it, and they would understand where I was coming from, or at least let me vent and, you know, complain about whatever I was stressing about. So yeah, my family and friends are super, super useful. Also, I think being able to, like, what do you call it? Like disappear into stuff. So Steven and I started watching like a bunch of new, like I said, I think I mentioned it in a previous video, but I never watched The Bachelorette. And so this season was my first season watching The Bachelorette. And then, I don't know, I just feel like we started watching a lot of shows and just kind of being able to like disappear. Because obviously you still have to work, like life goes on no matter what, no matter how scary things get. Life is still gonna go on, but yeah, I think having some sort of outlet, YouTube, TV shows, being able to like disappear at least for a little bit. I think we watched Harry Potter probably like 20 million times. So yeah. Next question.
Yeah, looks like this is going to be the last question.
Oh my gosh, we got through all of them? Holy crap.
What advice would you give your last year self?
Ooh, advice. I would probably tell my last year self to take COVID really serious. Not that I didn't take it serious to begin with, but I just don't think it hit me like how crazy this was going to be. When I first started hearing about it, and even when they first started saying like, oh, some people are gonna start working from home, I don't think it hit me like exactly what was at stake and what was going down. And unfortunately, sometimes it is like that in life. Sometimes it takes kind of things going really far south for people to really kind of understand. And it's like, once it starts getting closer to home, where you start, you know, hearing more and more stories and more people and more countries, and it's just like, whoa, it just got real serious real quick, and it was nuts. So I would tell myself, take COVID very serious. I actually thought, my camera's gonna shut off, I think, but I think I can finish this question. I actually thought moving to like doing the whole work at home thing. Steven and I both fought it, just because we were like, I don't know, we were just so comfortable in like working in our office, and I don't know, we just liked it. So we both kind of fought the whole work at home, and then it turned out to be amazing. Like, I love it. This is like the best kept secret ever. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to go back now, and I don't think Steven does. And so yeah, I would also tell myself, don't fight that, like go with it, because obviously COVID sucks. Like, there's really no way around that. It's terrible, but sometimes out of something terrible, something good can happen. And I was sitting there fighting something that I was going to end up loving. So I would tell myself to like roll with things a little bit, you know, and just don't freak out. Everything's going to be okay. I would definitely tell myself everything's going to be okay, but it's going to be kind of dicey. So, but yeah. And that's it. All the questions? Okay, so that is it. I actually answered those a lot faster than I thought I would. My camera's about to die. I'm going to put on this concealer, and then I will be right back to kind of finish off the face makeup. And the eye makeup, because I know that I didn't finish my eyes. I just did the top part. Okay, I'm back. So going in with some cream contour. Steven has left us, so he is gone. But yeah, I thought that would just be like a fun little reflection, I guess. Or just to kind of, I don't know, think about the year and so yeah, reflect basically. But yeah, I am super, super happy. This year is almost over, thank God. And I don't know, it's weird. It's like, of course it taught me stuff, and of course, like, I definitely feel like you can find something good in anything, but at the same time, I am so happy that it's coming to an end. Definitely ready for 2021. And I wish I had somewhere, I wish I could say that, you know, I was going somewhere fun or doing something, but honestly, I'm probably not. That's pretty much it, which I'm okay with. Because I don't know if what I edited it out or whatnot, but I think I mentioned it earlier that I did have close friends that got COVID. And so it's just crazy how real it is. Like anybody could catch it. So I'm kind of, you know, part of me is like, oh, I wish I was going somewhere for New Year's. And then the other part of me is like, you don't need to go anywhere for New Year's. So yeah. Okay, so cream contour is done. Now, I think, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I use the same concealer that I use to prime my eyes for underneath my eyes and then to highlight a little bit. So, but now I think I'm going to powder. I'm going to go back in with the Pat McGrath. And I'm just going to make sure that there is no creasing. And I'm going to put this powder everywhere that I put the concealer. Okay, I'm going to go in with bronzer. I'm going to use one of my favorites for 2020. This is the Maybelline The City Bronzer in the shade 300. And so I'm just taking a big fluffy brush and putting this kind of all over. I was thinking about doing that too. I kind of wish I had already done it, but I was thinking about doing kind of like basically like 2020 favorites, which is a very popular video that a ton of people have done. But yeah, I kind of wanted to do a 2020 roundup, like favorites, stuff that I've just been loving this year. This bronzer would definitely make the cut because I have used it so many times. I love it so much. It's honestly one of my favorite bronzers. I have a backup. And then for my nose, I am going to go in with the Sigma E50 and the Hoola, their original bronzer. And this is just going to be to contour my nose a little bit. I like to use this bronzer just because it's a little bit lighter for me. I mean, I can still see it, but it's just not, it blends in a little bit more with my skin tone. So but it's perfect to contour with. So before I do blush, I'm going to go back in and finish my eyes. So I'm going to take this flat definer brush. This is the E15 by Sigma. I think this is actually for eyeliner, which we kind of are using it for eyeliner. I'm just going to use this to stamp this dark brown color right there underneath. And then I'm going to buff it out with one of the lighter brown colors that we used. I'm going to put a little bit of this Ilia. This is the Fade Into You, the Soft Focus Finishing Powder. So this is a pretty, I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, it's a white powder. So hopefully I don't regret this. But, I want to use this brush. Yeah, I'm going to use this brush. This is the same, the Wayne Goss 02 brush. But I'm basically putting this underneath my eyes, just so if I get any fallout when I'm blending out the colors on the lower lash line, I can just kind of wipe it away. Okay, so now that that is all set on there, I'm going to take the Makeup Forever, the 216, and this is just a little pencil brush. I'm going to go back into this Mario palette, and let's use, yeah, so I'm going to use this color, which is the middle color that I used, and just kind of tap off the excess there and kind of blend this out. This is such a pretty color. Sticking with Mario's makeup, I'm going to use the Master Pigment Pro Pencil in the shade Super Black. So it's just a black eyeliner. And then I'm going to use the short shader, the E20 by Sigma. So it's not smudging as much as I want it to. Let me see. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to use this color. Okay, that is good. That's what I was kind of going for. So I'm going to do the same thing to this eye. Okay, so I'm done with the eyes, I think. I did fill in my eyebrows. Of course I have to do mascara, but I'm going to go ahead and do blush. So I'm in between these two colors. This is Pincho Peach by MAC, and this is Bury Me Up by Essence. And I'm just trying to figure out, this looks a lot darker in real life than it's showing on the monitor. And this looks a lot lighter on the monitor than in real life. Anyway, I think I'm going to go with the MAC because I love MAC. Truly. I love MAC blushes. They're my favorite. Tried and true. And then I'm going to do the Sigma F10. And kind of just add a little bit of color. Just so I don't look like too washed out. And I think I am going to, although I don't want shimmer, I'm going to go back into this Mario palette And if I can find the Morphe E36. I love this little baby brush. And I'm going to go into this color right here. It does have, I don't know if that's picking up, but it's like a milky pink, I guess. But I love it because it's brightening, but it's not shimmery. And I'm just going to put, and it's pigmented. This palette is like gold. It's so good. It is so, so good. If I had to go on vacation and I could only bring one palette, it would be this one, hands down. Even though there's no shimmer, which on vacation, lots of times you want to add like a little bit of glow sometimes, a little bit of shimmer. You might want to do a smoky eye with some shimmer, but this palette is so good, I would go without it. I think I'm going to add some under my eyebrows too. That, and if you bring a highlighter, you can always use that to highlight. I'm going to use the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Glow highlighter. It looks like this. So pretty. And kind of at the high point, start there. And then bring it down a little bit. It might be a lot. Oh well, it's New Year's, whatever. Just basically put it on until you're satisfied with the glow. A little bit on the nose. And then I'm going to take the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and just completely douse my face. Now I'm just putting on some of the brow gel, because you definitely want to make sure your eyebrows last all night. I feel like this step also helps them look a little bit more like realistic, just because like the gel, it's wet and you're kind of combing through them. So I feel like it kind of helps to, I don't know, define the individual hairs a little bit. So I love this step. Okay, you guys, so I went ahead and just finished the rest of my makeup. I honestly don't even know where I left off. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so I put on mascara. I definitely think this would be, if you are a lash person, I feel like this would be the perfect time to add some lashes. I just did 2 coats of mascara and I'm totally fine with that. I'm personally just not a lash girl, but I feel like this look could definitely handle lashes. Really fast, for my lips. So I was recently watching one of Nabella Noir's YouTube videos, and she talked about like her favorite, I think it's her favorite nude lip combo right now, and she mentioned these 2 products. So when I saw them, I like ran out and got them. But they're both by Patrick Ta. She actually did mention some other items that she used as well. I think she used a liquid lipstick and a gloss on top too, but I just got these 2. But yeah, so this is called Oh She's Single. And this is like the perfect, like soft brown. It honestly would go with so many different nude colors, but it's just so pretty. I think even by itself, this is a really pretty color. And then I got the matching lipstick. This is also called Oh She's Single, but you guys can see that this is like an actual like nudie pink. But when you pair it with the with the lip liner. It's so pretty. So that's what I'm wearing right now. I put the lip liner on all over my lips, then I went over top with this, and then I added just a little bit more of the lip liner kind of on the outer just to make sure everything was like nice and blended. And I am obsessed with this color. I feel like this is going to be like my go-to nude for 2021. It's so pretty. But yeah, and this is the top I was telling you guys about. Okay, so side note, because it is all sequins, which I love because it's so pretty and sparkly, it is kind of snagging my hair. So that's the only downside. But aside from that, I love this. And now you guys can see what I mean, where, you know, if I'm wearing kind of a loud top like this, I kind of like to go a little bit more subtle with my makeup just so everything balances out. But yeah, I love this. I got this top from H&M in case anybody is, you know, wondering. But yeah, if I had somewhere to go, I would definitely wear this look on New Year's Eve. I love it. I love the way the makeup turned out with the outfit. This is exactly what I was envisioning when I was thinking of this video that I wanted to do. So yeah, love this. I'm going to try my best to edit this as much as possible, but I'm sure this was a long one. If you made it this far to the end, then you're a real one. Thank you. And Steven wants to say bye. Well, he doesn't, I don't know if he wants to or not, but I grabbed him. I was like, come say bye.
Happy New Year.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, a little bit out there, I'm sure a lot long, then please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and because this is probably the last video that you're going to see from me in 2020, I hope you guys have a happy, safe New Year, and I'll see you next year. Bye, guys.